Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome to NPR Talks Bikes.
And Blake whines the entire podcast.
This is the things you should know.
Hey, everybody. It's episode 203 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you're new here, this is a podcast
Didn't we just have like 200 last week?
Yeah, 203. No, 203. That's right. Why does she have to go over to the refrigerator at the exact moment that we begin the podcast? I don't understand this, Jessica. I don't understand. Anyway, if you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking. We talk about Blake. We talk about bike camping. And we talk
chainsaws.
You know what? I saw your Instagram reel where you went out and did trail work with your chainsaw.
Yeah.
How did you traverse that there? How did you put it in the backpack?
I just held on to it.
Did you really?
And it was just,
That would be super cool. You could get a rack and like have the chainsaw like coming right off the front of the bike. That would be cool. Like
Salsa. Someone made a trail builder bike. It was like a Salsa, one of those cargo fat bikes, and like the rear rack was integrated for like a steel 311 with a 20-inch bar. Like it was so cool.
You just told all of us. You scolded
That
us.
was my computer.
You just scolded us to silence our phones, and then you start dinging. That's okay. That's okay.
I told my students, I was like, hey guys, my phone's on loud. My husband's riding around the lake with a chainsaw. And they're like, what? And I was like,
Cutting Phyllis's head off
moving,
with a chainsaw.
He's moving like big trees or something. And everybody thought it was so funny.
We'll get back to that. I used to have a logging company.
We'll get back to all of that. But before we get there, we've got discount codes for listeners. Our loyal listener, these are just for you. They're just for you. Don't try to use them if you don't listen.
If you go to the search bar and type in graveltraveldirt.com, that is a free discount code to listen to us.
There it is. On either the Salt Stick or JoJ website, when you reach the checkout, use the code LOVEYOUBUY to take 20% off of all your items that are hydration and nutrition. And over at Cutaway USA, use the discount code GTD to take 20% off of your order. I'm going to put those discount codes and the links in the show notes. Do we have a crack of the week?
I'm drinking seltzer.
No, we're all drinking seltzer out of our tumblers.
Are we all in training, or are we just...
No, Jess said I wasn't allowed to drink alcohol anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been cut off?
Yeah.
You got a lot, so I'll take it all off your hands. You want me to take it all? You got a lot of stuff over there in that little refrigerator and on the counter. I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Yes.
No?
Jess never told me, but she keeps sending these Instagram things. They're like, why drinking it's bad. I'm gonna send her all the same ones of why drinking it's good.
Okay, I love him, but every year for the past 7 years, he's complaining about how he sleeps.
Nothing to do with alcohol.
I don't think so either. I haven't been sleeping good either of late.
It's the moon. It's the phase.
You know it is because I live in a fishbowl in our house.
You need some crystals.
Lord have mercy. It's like I get up howling in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And I'm scratching behind my ear. And
So the funny thing was, until I shaved yesterday with my long hair, I kind of looked like Michael J. Fox when he was in that middle of that transition to be a werewolf. Longer facial hair.
Yeah, I see that. I noticed that. I was going to say something earlier. You're looking very trim. It makes you look younger, I think.
Yeah.
I think just keeping it kind of neat and trim. And
But
now
yeah,
my students keep asking me when he's going to cut his hair, and I was like, I don't know, but if we keep asking, he's not going to do it. So everybody silence it.
You want him to cut his hair? I think you should get it all the way down your back, like long
My hair smells so good too all the time.
and then put it in a ponytail.
Jess did that while I was doing dishes last night.
I'd love to see that.
Anyway, sorry, I got us really off topic.
That's
But
okay.
but yeah, no crack of the week. I've been abolished from alcohol in general. It's like the 20s in here.
Mm-hmm.
The police are coming.
We told you that you have a ghost in here?
No, you don't.
Yeah. Jess
Did
and I-
open the door.
I was over here at the podcast kitchen table, Jess was on the other side of the kitchen, and we both looked at each other and shivered at the same time. A ghost came through, and you got a ghost in the house. I'm telling you.
Oh, maybe they can drink the
Well,
alcohol.
maybe.
And maybe they can silence the dog.
Dog's being pretty quiet. I don't know. Dog's being awful quiet over there. I'm going to go first. I rode outside today.
Wow.
Well, it was 42, 43 degrees. That's kind of low for me. I don't normally ride when conditions are that cool outside. You know me. But I want
50 and below, you're
I know.
covered head to toe.
But I bought all this merino wool, and I finally got my Showers Pass Refuge jacket.
Yeah.
Really like that. First time out with it today. I just had the merino wool base layer and that jacket, and I was fine. Core was fine. No problems at all. Felt good. And I did
Sweat.
2 hours. I did. But, the merino, everything was breathing. I'm going to tell you that Showers Pass stuff did exactly what it was supposed to do. And that's exactly as advertised. It was a wind blocker, and I never had that sweat buildup inside the jacket like you get sometimes. It is their heaviest, coldest weather piece of gear. You said you have one. Have you ever worn it?
It's in a box upstairs.
Yeah. I like that. It's got the big side vents on either side, but they're not like under your armpits. They're kind of like at a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock position, but they're big zippers that open up and have some mesh underneath of them. I didn't need them today because it was chilly. It was a little cold, and it was cloudy today. But I have my merino cap, my merino gaiter, my merino base layer,
Gator needs his gap back.
and my smart wool socks underneath my neoprene booties, and I was good to go.
You still have your bar mitts on?
Yeah, little pogies, my little pierogies.
Mike McMahon just bought a pair. I've been stocking them at the store.
You bought the bar mitts?
Yeah.
Nice. They make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Whatever
Look at
kind
you.
you get.
You need to wear a buff. That way you cover your little face a little bit more.
I did have one, and I pulled it down to take a picture.
Oh.
See, so you're looking at my picture on my Strava.
Yeah.
I have a merino wool gaiter that I got from REI that I keep around my neck, and then I'll pull it up. But the only problem when you pull it
And
up
you're
and cover your nose,
Wet.
it gets wet. Yeah, and then your face gets wet, and then when you have to pull it down because you need to, everything gets a little chillier than I think it needs to be. So I don't leave it up there all the time. I typically would pull it up when I was going down a hill.
Which is a little out and back you did.
Which one?
In the middle of St. Leonard,
Brooms
Brooms Island area.
That's Chippingwood Express. Chippingwood, the little side road that shoots right off about 1.25 miles in each direction.
Yeah.
No traffic, no cars, kind of rolly. Nice little offshoot of Brooms Island. And then they were working on the side of Route 4 today, and so I shot back over and did Rousby Hall back down. Not Rousby Hall. H.G. Truman. Excuse me.
Which one's Lavalley?
LaVale is the one with is that little chute that you go out, and it's got the longhorn cattle.
You went all the way down it.
Oh, yeah. You got to go all the way down it. All the way down to where it turns to gravel. And
Oh, you're not going to get shot?
well, I actually stopped and talked to the guy that owns that piece of property back in the late summer, early fall.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I just stopped and asked him, I said, do you mind if people are down here? And he kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit.
Off my lawn?
And then he was like, you're the only person that's ever actually stopped to ask me if it's okay. And I was like, well, that's what I'm doing. Is it all right if we, I can tell people that I know, whether you want us back here or not. And if you don't, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh, it's not a problem. He's like, I don't know what's going on over there. What is
weird
that?
dog?
What is he doing?
It's a lick mat that suction cups and he's trying to pick the whole thing up, but he can't.
We're trying all sorts of things to occupy Blake's attention this week. I think it's fun. It's actually distracting me a lot, but that's okay. So it's a good ride today. I got 30 outside. That's sort of been my January thing is
31.6.
I'm looking for 30 to 40 a day right now on the trainer or outside. Yeah. Just trying to keep the base miles up, keep the legs ready for Croatan because Croatan's coming up. It's like
It's 32 days away.
Yeah, no, it's not that close. It's like 2 months though.
Yeah,
like roughly 2 months, a little over 2 months. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast or not, but I've got my Airbnb up and running.
Yeah,
Pretty excited about that. So if anybody ever wants to come down and ride any of these roads that we talk about, we don't have any gravel, but we got a kick-ass bike shop.
You got Lavallee with Longhorns.
And we got Longhorn steers, and we got lots of water views and beautiful roads.
Yeah.
And all these routes, I've got so many routes mapped out just straight from the house.
We got state park
I got
gravel roads.
all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm actually going to put a link in the show notes to my Airbnb. So it'd be awesome if y'all went and checked it out. I'd appreciate it.
Book a night.
Book a night and holler at me. I'll get
There
you.
will be. He has Moe's out there parking your cars for you.
We're doing it first class. I have reserved the parking space right next to the elevator. So when people come in, they just drive up. You step right out of your car and you hit the button and you step right on the elevator and you go right to the lower level and there you are. You've got your whole setup: 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Walk out.
Bottle service.
Actually, I'm putting some water and Cokes and Diet Cokes and a couple of local breweries. I'm going to have some beer in the fridge, and the fire pit is out there underneath the deck. You got a nice little covered area to sit. I got a ping pong table out there, all weather ping pong table. I got a hammock out there.
I need a trial.
I got kayaks that you can use in the warm weather months, and just walk down the bottom of the hill and jump on a kayak and off you go. And that's pretty nice, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's pretty doggone nice. That's just me though. So, and that's my world. What's going on with you guys? Tell me all the things.
Well, I just booked an Airbnb in St. Leonard. See how that goes.
Probably not mine though. Hey, did you guys get your Mega Millions tickets? It's up like almost $1.5 billion.
You realize that's like a pyramid scheme, right?
Yeah, but I buy my tickets.
Yeah.
I was buying my tickets the other day at the Royal Farms up in PG County. And this
Question.
Yeah.
Did you get chicken while you were there?
No, I didn't, because it was the wrong time of the day to get chicken. I would have though. This fellow walks up to me. He's like, "Do you have a couple of bucks?" And I literally had just put the money in the machine. And I'm like, "No." I said, I just put all my cash into the Mega Millions machine. And he goes, "Oh, that's what I needed. I needed a couple of bucks to buy."
Imagine if
he
you
wanted me to buy him his Mega Millions ticket. I'm like, I would have done it if I'd had $2.
Yeah.
What do I care? Anyway, I get my tickets. You never know.
We don't gamble with people's lives.
That's not gambling. That's just having fun. I like.
Someone bought Jess, I'm going to say Monopoly tickets, scratch-off tickets for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
She won $2. I claimed it. I won another $2. It's just a scheme.
Keep sucking you in.
Yeah.
Keep sucking you in.
I'm not going back for the other $2.
One of my tickets this last go around, I won $2.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm in the money now. I won't tell you how much I
They
put
get you
into
hooked.
it. The gambling stuff in Maryland now that they have the online gambling and
Oh, yeah.
my
I'm
goodness,
addicted.
I did not realize exactly how unlucky we were in Maryland to have that at our fingertips. It just seems like it's such overkill.
Yeah.
Now we're messing. Okay.
Yeah, now we're playing with the dog.
Anyway, what's going on in your world, Joey? I'm sorry, I keep running my mouth.
Not a whole lot. I didn't buy lottery tickets, but I will try out an Airbnb locally. No, I haven't. It's the same old with me. I did buy a new chainsaw, a battery powered.
Is that what you carried in your backpack?
Heck yeah, that thing is 8 pounds.
Nice.
I did go with a steel. You could get a little bit more bar and stuff with some of these other ones. I've been a steel man since I was like 18. Got my first farm boss. I got I don't know. It was up to like 5 steels at one point in time. I thinned it out, so I got a 311, which is like a big boy saw. It's a motorcycle with a bar. But then I got this little. I went the most basic battery powered. I do need another battery, but
Got to get a second battery.
I've been wanting one for a while. We had some trees fall over. I volunteered to cut them up, and that thing's 8 pounds, 12-inch bar. Fits in my Nittany roll top with the bar sticking out, but I have the plastic sheath over it, and I was able to ride like it was nothing.
You need to take some pictures of that, like with that thing sticking out.
Oh, I
and
did.
Send them to Evan for him to put. It's like, look, here's Nittany at work.
Yeah,
that would probably make the Nittany Mountworks Insta.
There is I don't know. I cut up a good amount of trees. One, I had to do a lot of cuts with, so I didn't jam. I forgot my wedges, my felling wedges that I use when I'm cutting a tree up when it's down.
Such man talk going on here.
Oh, I used to
Wow.
we had Robin Sikorsky logging back in the day.
Wow.
We were fully operational without licenses. Man, I've cleared a lot of trees in the past.
Really?
Yeah, remember that hurricane? That's when we really went to work.
I have some
2011.
I have some trees that need attention. Maybe you should come out.
I think At Chris's house, I think we did 4 acres worth total because he had a tornado go through.
When Jess kicks you out for a couple of days,
Oh, that doesn't happen.
You can come stay with me and cut up a tree.
In your Airbnb?
Yeah, so I'll swap out some tree cutting for some Airbnb.
But no, it was great. That thing worked flawlessly. I didn't even start it till I got in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, but it's so quiet.
Yeah,
it weighs nothing. Like you can have a conversation, your ears aren't ringing. It's not killing your back.
So you didn't have
little stuff like that.
You didn't have to wear like ear protection and all that kind of stuff.
Like you're not felling trees with it all day, but like for brush cleanup and stuff like that, that's what that's for. That's what the 311's for, dropping like a 200-year-old oak.
Gotcha.
But no, that thing was great. There's a lot of stuff I want to do with it.
I did enjoy your Instagram reel where you were cutting up the tree.
Yeah,
that was
time lapsed it. I was way out of frame, but
that's okay.
Yeah, those are challenging when you're by yourself and you got the weight of both tree on both sides without getting your saw stuck. And so it did a little extra work for me, and it was great.
Nice.
So I need a new chain. It comes with a really crappy chain.
We talked about this last week, but this week coming up, this weekend is the bikepacking.
So we have a lot of shop stuff, and the bikepacking. If we get a good amount of people, I'll be happy. But there's not really anything like it. So that is this Saturday from 10 to 2 at the shop. We'll have coffee and donuts. So bring your junk and leave with cash, or come needing junk and leave with less cash.
Or you can come with junk and maybe trade junk for junk.
Yeah, that's what I like doing.
Yeah, you just junk swap.
Yeah, I actually haven't gone through any of my stuff yet, so
it's just a junk swap.
Yeah,
that works for me. That's
so we have the swap. Our Thursday night mountain bike lights ride is tomorrow night. I started the weekly lake ride that I did Sunday. It was 28 degrees when we started.
Whew.
I thought it was going to be 38, and I think other people thought it was going to be a little bit warmer, but that's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even pack. I packed my hand up cold weather gloves, but I have bar mitts from Wolftooth or 45 North. I have full mittens from Hand Up. I forgot all that stuff because I didn't think it was going to be that cold. But luckily, we had some in the early part of the freeze before the thaw.
Right.
So the trail rode really nice, and it wasn't bad at all. We had like 8 or 10 people our first ride.
Nice.
So it wasn't bad.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
That's
every Saturday or every Sunday, 8 o'clock. Same time. I just want consistency so people have.
Yeah.
They just know where.
What's up, Jessica?
Yeah.
I don't know that we can hear him, but he's not bothering anybody down here or up there. Either one, it doesn't matter. Poor Blake.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like Mr. Dry Eyes right now, But no, that's been it. Like I said, we have some tech classes coming up. We're planning a mid-February, midwinter blues party.
What?
Because I didn't do really well at prepping or planning for the Christmas party. But Dan from Jubilee's coming. We got some other folks that we're going to have set up. And then just try, February is like the last push before, March comes around. People are ready.
Yeah.
People are antsy. But I don't know, figure the midwinter blues.
Midwinter blues.
I don't know what we're going to call it.
I like it.
It'll be a blast. There's some other stuff. I got a mountain bike fundraiser. We need some money for the club. I forgot some of the other stuff. We're bringing back coffee and donuts every other Saturday.
Nice. I always enjoyed that in the old shop.
I loved it. We've been busy, and it's just been. We just put down our calendar all the way through March.
Oh, I need to tell you, I just got a contact from American Chestnut Land Trust.
Oh, I saw the email.
Yeah, they're interested in doing some crossover stuff with SICK. I'll probably roll you guys in on that as well.
Yeah,
and so some more trail stuff, trail stuff in Calvert County for bikes. That's
merrier.
A long time coming.
We've been selling a lot of rock hoppers.
Really,
Specialized has a sale where bikes are somewhat a good deal again. And man, we rolled through a lot this week.
So we were just talking about this before the podcast. Bikes and bike shops. I mean, the COVID whip around. Bikes are more available. They're more plentiful. You should be looking for deals if you're looking for a new bike, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know Specialized in Canada will have stuff going on with more bread and butter bikes. I think anything over $1,000 is still really tough to get.
Mm-hmm.
But someone that's trying to get their foot, if you know someone that's just trying to get their foot in the door, Specialized, It has the Cirrus X that someone could do flat bar gravel with. The Cannondale Quick, you could throw some Pathfinders on. Like, they can get into the sport for $500-$600.
Wow.
Yeah, get your friend out if they want to go trail riding. The rock hoppers have been a great deal.
So that's the entry point level of bikes. The availability's there. The price points are right.
Yeah.
So now's a good time to bring a friend into the fold.
Get your friend into it.
Yeah, bring your friend into the bike world.
Like I said, we've been rolling through rock hoppers. We had some of the flat bar hybrids pick up again. That kind of, that stuff kind of went stagnant for a lot of shops over the fall, and then everyone had too many. And it's not a problem, but all the big bike manufacturers have too many bikes
because they did the same thing. Like, well, that's what bit Saris was. They overestimated the longevity of the COVID boom.
Yeah,
and just kind of caught with their hand in the cookie jar, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
and then so there's a lot of good deals to be had right now. I mean, you're not going to find like that. Like the Verges are still hard to get. Like anything over, in our Topstone, if you want GRX or Carbon, that's still tough to get. But get your friend into the sport. It's pretty good.
What about components? I know that like Pathfinder's tires still hard to find.
Oh God, those are
What about
the Terraville Washburns? I know Paul's been selling a lot of those again. I got him hooked on those in College Park.
Okay.
Yeah, the Washburns are fully in stock in both casings and all sizes.
So
except
that's
for black if you're Larry.
That's what I've been running.
We've been running those for a while.
My work and I've been doing road work on the work. So my winter bike has been the work, and I've been out on my gravel bike on the road and rolling 42s, and fine. I'm happy.
Yeah, me and Jess have been on them for over a year.
Yeah,
I'm going on 2 years of Washburns because
I've gone through some different variations of them.
Unpaved 2 years ago, I did the full sloppy 90 on 42s. Now I'm on 47 Washburns. Jess has my 42s. You got the 42s. Larry has 38 and 42s.
He's got the mullet set up.
Yeah.
Business in the front, party in
the mountain biker in them.
That's the mountain biker in them. That's exactly what it is. Good on you, Larry.
Those things are great.
Good on you, Larry.
We don't ride the supple casing. We're not little people. Also, we're riding through rocks and stuff. It's called gravel.
Yeah.
I want the durable casing.
I learned my lesson when I got those Renee Hurst with the supple.
Still got those?
Boy, I do. So tempting to like, cause they are like butter.
Mm-hmm.
But man, as soon as you and that's all it was for me is I had those Renee Hursts. I was rolling the 38s with the supple casing, and I'm just too big for that.
Yeah,
just too big for that. It's what it comes down to. Too big a boy to roll that, and that was what, in my opinion, I think that's what happened with that. That tire just blew out, and it was fun while it lasted. But my experiment with those Renee Hursts, and yes, I do still actually have those tires. So if you ever know of anybody, I think the tires are in fine shape. It's just that I'm too big for them. So I got a nice set of, what were those? I can't remember what they were. They're nice, beautiful tan walls, slicks. They're 38s, Barlow Pass maybe.
Yeah, that sounds
Barlow Pass, something like that. I can't. They give their tires some pretty cool names. I'll give them that. So Jess has gone off with the dog, so we don't have any Jess update today. You want to do Strava Club, Joey?
Let's see. Well, Brian rode today's. Brian's on the Strava Club. I'll ask Jess to come down soon here to do her. I don't know why the dog's giving her anxiety tonight. David Hunter from Richmond, Virginia, which is close with 218.9. Steve Lawrence from Hutton, Texas with 134.8.
Hutto.
How do you say it? Hut. Todd Wonderly from Fredericksburg, Virginia with 117.2. And we're down to 116 to make the top 100, and we are up to 883 for our members, and that's strava.com/club/gravel travel dirt.
Yeah, we picked up a couple. Nice.
Yeah.
It's the new year.
There's some momentum going.
Things are going to start happening. We got lots of people and we're talking to, and we're making things happen. We're going to make the magic happen. Okay. So Jess will come back and we'll catch up with her, but Croatan, Matt released the Croatan courses.
Cracking.
And he's introducing some staggered start times for the Croatan Buck 50. But as of right now, as of recording, we're recording on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. There are 20 spots that remain, and I think he's going to keep it open until they're all gone. So if you want to get on Croatan, you better get there quick because they're about gone. And you don't have to really commit to your distance. I think it's sometime in February, he'll actually ask you to adjust your own entry to a distance to your liking. So you can register for the 50, upgrade to the Buck, upgrade to the Buck 50, or register for the Buck 50 and downgrade to the Buck, or downgrade to the, whatever you want to do. You be you, you do you. And these staggered start times are interesting. He wants to try to get everybody to come back to the race course in a more like group and timely manner.
So it's a big party.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's a 8 a.m. start for the Buck 50. They're doing, just like last year, a neutral under escort to the gravel, because you come out of the speedway, you get on the highway, and then you end up like popping off on the gravel. And that's where everybody goes kind of crazy. 9:30 a.m. start for the Buck and an 11 a.m. start for the 50. One thing on the course that has changed, and this is sort of a big change. Last year, you would come out, hit that first section of gravel, then you do that little bit of single track, and you pop through the cornfield, hit a little road, and then you're out to Black Swamp Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the aid station at the end of Black Swamp Road. Well, it used to go a little further onto Catfish Lake Road and then up in different loops and different like little lollipops up there. Well, this year, there's some construction there at the end of Black Swamp Road. So that is the termination point of the loop, that aid station. So the Buck 50 is doing 3 laps.
Mm-hmm.
The Buck is doing 2 laps, and the 50 is doing 1 lap. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth riders on that course.
Oh,
at the same
guy
time.
compound fracture because he ran head on last year.
Yeah. So I guess that's the thing. The takeaway is to be mindful of staying right, and be mindful of keeping your head up and on a swivel at Croatan this year. I think that's going to be something that's pretty important for folks to remember as you're out there on the course.
Yeah.
Cornfield is obviously wide open, but there is sort of like that one little crossing where it all kind of funnels into one spot, and then you pop back out and you can kind of go whichever way you want. The Sector 4, which was the big drama for last year,
Yeah.
has mellowed out because, so here's what happened last year, and I think Matt told us all about this, is the Forest Service came in, it was, Sector 4 was a nice section of rutted Jeep road, had big potholes, big kind of like deep water. Folks, don't ever ride into water in Croatan, because it could be 6 inches deep, it could be 6 feet deep.
You might get some disease.
You just don't know how deep that hole's going to be, but it was like that, but there were lines through it, and they came in, the Forest Service came in,
Mm-hmm.
and they graded it, thinking they were doing everybody a favor, which just left a big, soft, muddy mess with holes underneath soft mud. So that has all mellowed out now. So I don't believe there is any great drama segment,
There will be.
but it's just January, and Croatan, if there's anything that Croatan does, is it changes on the fly. So don't put all your eggs in that basket just yet, that there's not going to be some drama section, because who knows what's going to happen. But as it looks right now, Sector 4 settled down. You've got that little bit of single track. You've got the cornfield. And then you've got Black Swamp Road, which, depending upon the wind, is sort of open and exposed. I know that last year, that return from the second stop at the aid station for me back down to where you sort of got into the cover of the forest again,
Mm-hmm.
that was a tremendous headwind. It felt great on the way out, but then you had to turn around and fight it coming back, and it was brutal. But camping on Friday night, camping on Saturday night. Obviously, the race is on Saturday, so come on out Friday, hang out. We're going to be there. It's going to be a who's who of everybody in the world. It feels like it's going to be at Croatan this year,
And camping.
It's going to be a hootenanny.
All the cool cats and dogs.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I envision a whole lot of fun happening at Croatan.
I think we're going to rage so hard on Friday, the Buck 50 people are going to do the 50 with me.
Well, I would not recommend raging on Friday, but I would absolutely, hands down, support all the raging you want to do on Saturday night.
Oh, you raged last Saturday. Remember we got pizza delivered too? I
don't even remember that.
Sweet talked a lady on the phone because she wouldn't deliver it. She was real sweet and southern. I was like, ma'am, I haven't eaten all day. I was announcing we're at the Speedway. We don't deliver there. No.
You do now.
Yeah, it was
And they
the
did.
ginger constrictor voice. Yeah,
And they did. So I am really, I love the way that Croatan kicks off the season. It's just, it's like you're off to the races, kind of literally and figuratively. It's kind of like, it's March, it's early, everybody's coming out of those winter blues, as you were just talking about, and ready to get out on their bikes and ride their bikes and have fun and let loose a little bit. It's also right when the time changes. So we get a little longer daylight.
well, it's Saturday night into Sunday. It won't really affect us until Sunday.
No. I think it's the weekend before.
Oh, daylight.
I don't remember. We ought to check that. We ought to check that. Can you Google that real quick?
I'm using Ask Jeeves.
Let's.
Yeah, the week before, March 12th.
Yeah, so we'll actually have some more daylight.
We lose
It's
an hour.
great, yeah. But you'll have more daylight in the evening.
But I'm going to be an hour slower on Saturday. If I do the 50, I'm starting early.
Yeah.
That way I can just hang out at Speedway all day when I'm done. And then if I do the 100, I'm still good to go. I'm not out there really late.
Who cares? Just come out and have a good time.
I'm afraid of the dark out there.
No, I'm just, who cares how far you ride? Just come out and have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't even finish the 50, just
Totes.
go out and do a thing and come back and have fun and hang out. Let's see. I stalked Bike Rumor,
Ooh.
and this caught my eye. I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this company. Pass Normal?
Pass Normal Studios?
Pass Normals?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? I don't know. They have got a new hooded wind.
Oh, the Ninja. Yeah, Pass Normal.
Merino base layer. Wow. Because you know me, I go deep onto something.
Fancy. They're,
Yeah.
I
I love what they've done with the hood. It's kind of like got a hoodie thing going on, very ninja-like, but then it's got a piece that covers your nose and your mouth. I mean, this is for I think deep cold weather. But
just saw, yeah.
As a base layer, this is the part that is the tech they've added, which I think is the coolest thing. It's got a windproof front panel, so it adds another layer of windproof protection on the front with the merino base. So it's almost, I guess you could quite frankly accomplish the same thing by just putting a windproof vest on over top of your base layer. But if you can get away with something a little thinner or adding an extra layer of windproof material, I think it's pretty cool. Polar Tech Power Wool. What kind of other stuff out there, Joey, have you seen in the shop that's kind of like the same kind of thing? I don't think I've seen anything like this before. Have you?
I'm trying to.
It's. I mean, I like the color palette, the colorways that it comes in.
Let me
like
click on the
blue
thing.
and a gray, dark gray, or is that a green?
I just saw it through Instagram. I know Specialized has like this dicky thing. That kind of reminds me of it, but doesn't go fully up. It looks like it goes up above your nipples.
Mm.
It's kind of cool, but that's really what it is.
140 euros.
Yeah, say Pass Normal is a very Gucci. I don't know. They remind me of like the old school Rafa, just cleaned up and simple in design. Like if I had the body style, I love their clothes.
Oh, so it's got a cut that's made for people not like us. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, from what I can
Okay.
tell, it's we're not slender.
Yeah. Okay.
So I fit in cutaway clothes, not the race cut though. Yeah, no, just keep babbling, but I think it's a cool design.
No, I like the design. That's the thing. I think it's very functional.
Cycling wise, I've never seen something like it. Jess has a sweatshirt like that looks comfortable.
Well, I mean, the way that it's designed, the way that it's put together, you actually are doubling up your ear protection if you pull the neck part up. So you don't have to wear the hood part, but you can pull the neck part up. Mm-hmm. You can pull the hood part up without pulling the neck part up, and you can pull them both up, and you do you. It's kind of like, I like things that have that ability to kind of like adapt on the fly, as opposed to like, this is what you have to do with it now, and you can't do anything else. So that's kind of cool. It also, it kind of takes that, the need for a neck gaiter away as well, because when even if you don't put the hood part on, it bunches down and becomes like a neck gaiter. So I like it. I don't know that we get cold enough weather that would actually really kind of justify something like this, but I like it.
It's neat. They're European. I forgot what country, over Denmark, whatever it is. Yeah, I know they're having I think they put a store in New York. There's one out west.
Oh, that
Like
is
West
Rafa,
Coast?
then. That is Rafa. Okay.
No, I mean like anyone
I
can
know
have a
what you
store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their stuff. I just wish I fit into it because it's really simple.
Mm.
They actually have bags out now, but a lot of their bags look like Topo bags to me, like Topo design.
Yeah, I was looking at their store, and I was digging through for this specific product. But as I was looking
I
at
got
the
sucked in
front
by
of
the
it,
bags.
yeah,
That's why I was over here fiddling.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't familiar with the name Post Normal Studios,
I've been out for a few years now. at least.
but it looks good. Looks like good stuff. So maybe check that out if you're so inclined.
I think there's an old Specialized employee who's running the USA side of it.
If you haven't seen it yet, both Salsa and Whiskey have issued recalls on some carbon bars.
Don't ride carbon handlebars, people.
Cowbell and Cow Chipper for Salsa, and the number 9 in both the 24 and 12 degree flare in carbon. Apparently, there is an issue with the where the brake levers wrap the bar at the brake lever mount. They may crack and break. That would be
It
catastrophic.
happens.
It happens to the worst of us. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
That would be horrible, though, wouldn't it?
I mean,
Because if it's going to break, it's going to break at the most.
you're not going to make it to dinner on time with your loved one, but
It's going to break at the worst possible
on a
time.
fast
It's-
downhill descent, you hit a
know.
little pothole or a little root,
and then pow! All of a sudden,
you get a dental bill.
you're ass over end, and you're flying through the air with your face raking the gravel. That would just suck. And I actually did, because you work on my bikes, you build my bikes. I had
Yeah.
no idea, but I knew I had whiskey bars, and so
Only bars to run.
I did exactly what I'm guessing everybody else in the world did with you, is they immediately texted you and went, Joey, am I going to crash my bike?
Yeah.
And so sorry about that. But, it's better to be safe than sorry. So check, and don't ride carbon bars. I think you might be right on that one, Joey.
I don't know. I rode carbon bars years ago. I definitely don't see with gravel.
So I find it
purpose.
interesting. There obviously then there's a very strong manufacturing connection between Salsa and their Cowbell and Cow Chipper bars and the whiskey bars. Obviously,
Yeah, it's the
This
same
is-
company.
this is kind of like
QVP.
it's pulling the how do they say that? Pull the cover back or something off of the bike industry and take a look,
Yeah.
because it's just all in naming and that stuff.
Well,
so.
QVP, like Terraville is a QVP brand.
Okay.
Yeah, Salsa Whiskey, All City, all that goes under there.
So they did install these bars on Cutthroat, Warbird, and War Road.
Certain
From
levels that came with carbon bars.
Yeah, 2018 through 2021. So it could actually be that, where you could have also got them as an aftermarket part.
I've had a lot of people waiting on that one of those carbon whiskey bars.
Really?
Even Dr. Gabe
Yeah.
was new crux, but we threw on some aluminum whiskeys.
It's just good.
Yeah.
Just good.
Yeah.
So I just find it pretty interesting that they're both actually, obviously, the same product. So interesting.
Similar.
Jess never reappeared, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We're
I
Jess.
did hear the toilet flush, not the,
She's up there messing with the dog. She's trying to do her part.
So the dog ripped his nail off.
Like
partially.
ripped it out now, right?
Well, now, yeah. So last Tuesday during our Dow Road armed robbery thing that went on, I think I talked about it on here. Blake cut his nails open, and then he was getting better. He was pretty wild for like part of podcast last week. Then he was real mellow another day or two, and then he was doing better. I got him double checked to the vet, and then on Saturday night, the little turd was feeling fine, but I looked down and his nail is just hanging on. But I thought it was like fully attached still to something because they talked about surgically removing. So this is late Saturday and we're freaking out a little bit. So I put a sock on him without snagging the nail. Because I'm like, oh, they're going to have to sedate him, whatever, remove this. He's going to be out of it for a couple days again. And he gets his plastic cone to go to bed, which he hated, his sock on, and I took masking tape and I taped it up really good. And Jess slept in the spare bedroom just so Blake could have room because he's a little restless with the cone. I woke up the next morning, sock is off, The nails off. He's like, you could tell he feels great.
Oh,
I don't know if you used a cone to get both of them off. The little
Could be.
turd. Yeah.
could be.
Now I feel much better, and it's healing up really good, and he's just going ape shit right now.
Good. Yeah, he had the zoomies when I came in.
Yeah.
Had
And
the-
he hasn't been to work with me because I don't want him to. Yeah.
You don't want him to what you don't want him to do is have that hurt himself because he gets excited or jump up on somebody and bleed all over him. And bleed all over somebody's fur coat. That would just suck. That would, because you get a lot of customers coming in there first.
Yeah, mink.
Yeah.
What was the hat from Seinfeld? Was a rat?
No, I don't know. Before we get too far into wrapping things up, I want to talk about what we got coming up on some future shows because I'm really excited. The next few weeks, we're going to have some folks on that everybody's going to want to tune in to listen to. Cynthia Frazier. I know, Joey, you've been...
It is next week.
And we're going to talk about the Andes. We're going to talk about all the things that Cynthia did in 2022 and hear from the inside on... that's such a different world, going over in races and places like that. How do you even begin to prepare to go do something like that? I got an email earlier today. Remember we talked about that little gravel adventure field guide?
Yeah.
I got an email from the publisher, Juan, and he said, "Hey, we want to get together and talk with you guys." So hopefully we're going to line
Do a Calvert County one. Down road.
be like one page. And then I've been in talks with James over at Mammoth Endurance Gravel. We had him on, I think last year or the year before. I can't remember which one it was. To talk about his event, which we couldn't do. Timing was bad. But this year, James, hint, my weekend is free.
When is it?
May 5th, 6th, 7th, something like that window.
Oh, holy crap.
Early May.
I'm ready. Topped off till July.
All of those things are coming up in the next few weeks, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get back to having some people on the show and talking about some things and talking about bikes with people from different experiences in different places. So you do some this or that's?
Yeah.
Just me and you. Let's make up. Why don't you go first as Jess?
Okay.
And then I'll answer, and then you can answer. First item up this week: Stanley Cup or a Yeti?
Well, all the influencers now are using Stanley. I bought. Yeah, Jess just has a new Stanley.
Yeah, because apparently you can. It's the exact size as a Starbucks cup.
You drop it in.
Yep, just pop that top.
Man, those things. I didn't realize they were. I'm gonna start buying those and told you flipping them.
You should sell them in the shop.
I got check. So I need to make a video tomorrow because I have Stanley items, but I have like a growler. And I got a good video plan for that.
Well, I don't have either. Actually, I do have a Yeti tumbler.
Everyone's got Yeti tumblers.
I have one that.
Why are you without a Yeti tumbler now?
I'm not even sure remember where I got it.
Some of mine I've found for free.
That was where I think I got mine. It was from a tour. Somebody had left it behind. Somebody was like, "Hey, anybody want this Yeti?" I was like, "Yoop!" Snatched that up real quick. Would you, Joey, rather be stung by a bee or bitten by a spider? Tough.
Well, I've been bitten by a spider and put in the hospital when I was a kid. I'd definitely be rather stung by a bee.
Oh, definitely be rather be stung.
God,
by a bee.
The spider sucked.
So when you get stung by a bee, you got stung. When you get bit by a spider,
Yeah,
you may not know it for a day or two, and then all of a sudden you don't have any flesh all over your backside of your hand because
There was,
the spider.
I remember this was like first year of like sick group rides when I got stung on my lip
Yeah, I remember that.
at the end of the island, and we went to
With the sushi place, the little sushi.
it was
bar,
the
Island
happy.
Sushi.
It was Laughing Buddha then.
Yep.
When we used to go to eat after, and I was trying to eat with. Oh, but I got sushi there because they had sushi.
Uh-huh.
God, that sucked. And then that same summer, I got a bee in my helmet, and it stung me. It wouldn't get out of my helmet.
I definitely, hands down, stung by a bee. No.
Bees, yeah, wasps. I got tagged by like 5 wasps.
Oh
once.
yeah, the ground bees are horrible.
Yeah.
When you stumble, like I've had that happen when you're cutting grass, and you run over one of their nests, and all of a sudden there's like 5 of them whacking you.
Yeah.
That sounds like Jess's students today.
Jess, slapping the old beanbag. I don't know. I'm assuming Jess would say stung by a bee because spider
I would
bites
think
suck.
so.
Yeah.
Spiders are horrible. Would you rather break an arm or break a leg?
I I've done both again. Break an arm.
Yeah.
You know what? It sucks. Not being able to use your leg.
You can't drive. You can't do all sorts of
Armpits are raw. Now they have scooters. I feel like I did my time with crutches, and people have to too.
Mm.
Now I see everyone on these little scooters. You like put your knee or something on, and you push around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's genius. But I broke my arm my first time on a bike.
I've never broken my arm or my leg. Knock on wood. I shouldn't actually say that. But I think breaking an arm over a leg would be much easier to still be mobile and
yeah. But man, I was playing so much baseball that summer. I broke my arm. That sucked.
Breaking a leg would take you out too. Tattoo or piercing?
Oh, I would still play baseball with a leg.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I moved on to the next one. Tattoo or piercing?
I'm still thinking about my arm. I'm prepped for a tattoo.
Are you really?
I don't want to get a piercing.
You gonna do like the whole Larry thing and get like your whole leg tattooed?
No, not my whole leg. I want the back of my. I want a leprechaun on a bike.
You want to do a little tramp stamp? That'd be cool.
Oh, I have one of those. No, I've been trying to figure out what exactly I want. I want a leprechaun on a bike, but I don't know if I want like a Lucky Charms leprechaun, which would be fun, or I want like a mean leprechaun.
Once you make the choice,
like
you are stuck with it.
My I'm half Sheehan, half Irish. So I thought a leprechaun on a bike would be cool.
I think that maybe we could have our listeners
red hair to
send some designs in, and you could pick one. And yeah. If you got an idea for a leprechaun on a bike for Joey tattoo, I like that idea. I would definitely do a tattoo over a piercing, although piercings are kind of like less.
A piercing you can get rid of.
You can get rid of, yeah. Tattoo, you're kind of like it's a commit. It's a commit. But I don't really know that a piercing I would ever like. No, that's not me. Tattoos aren't really me either.
You get your nipples pierced.
No, I would get my nipple pierced with a tattoo.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
A little nerd dog down there.
Well, we have lost Jessica. That's okay. But it's about time for us to shut it down for the week. Thanks,
I'm going to get stern talking to after this.
For listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you enjoyed the podcast, maybe consider joining our Patreon family. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us?
Well, you can come to our bikepacking swap meet. We have all kinds of stuff going on in the shop. Check our Facebook. But our website's graveltraveldirt.com. Our Instagram is at Mid-Atlantic GTD. And I'm really bad at posting on there nowadays, but I'm bad at posting on Instagram.
I put stuff there, though.
You do. Yeah. You do a lot. Yeah. Jess tags GTD and does the collaboration, and I'm just over there stalking people.
We got it.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.